that right there, if I didn't reach out to him for help, I wouldn't be where I am now. So I think asking for help, you think you're the best. You like anyone that does well at sales, they might think they're the best and they might think they're the man. But if you always have that mentality and you don't ask for help, you're never going to reach your full, peak life.
Yeah, reach your peak.
Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
Welcome back to the Your Peak Life podcast. Our guest today is Kevin Torcia with the Torcia Agency, Goosehead Insurance. What's going on, Kevin? How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Fellas, how y'all doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Great.
Kevin, we have you on today, man. We started this podcast, Your Peak Life podcast, and it's really to bring people in and talk about how they're getting the success that they're getting and why, and maybe inspire other people to do the same kind of thing. So obviously in the area, you're at the top of your game, insurance company wise in the area. I'm pretty sure you could talk to any agent, any lender, and they all know you and your agents. So
Yep.
Let's talk about that a little bit. What brought you to insurance? How long you've been doing it? Real estate in general?
So I've been doing insurance for about 15 years. I've owned my own agency for 3.
Okay.
So I would say working for a corporate company like Geico, it gives you the understanding of how insurance works. You get to understand people, how they operate, what's important to them, things like that. So I definitely learned a lot from working with Geico.
Okay.
But there was something that it was missing. Was I actually helping people, or was it just calls? I mean, calls would come in, click, somebody would be there. There was no relationships to be built like there is in owning an agency. So I do like that part of it. And then also when it comes down to running the business how you see fit, that is the number one thing. So yeah, started Goosehead back in 2020. Started Leap of Faith. And
That's the same time we started.
Yeah.
So middle of once COVID was getting started off.
Yeah. So everyone was telling me it was probably the worst time to start, but I didn't know any different. So it was what it was. So I jumped in and I used Zoom. I was doing 15, 20 Zoom calls every day, opposed to going out to 1 or 2 offices. So I was out there hitting the community up via Zoom. And that my business took off as a result of that. So
There's not many people that I can recall that when someone says, I'm a Kevin Torcia, right, it's like take it to the next level. You infiltrated, you approached insurance, like you said, I feel like in a different manner. Like your ability to build relationships with people at a high level changed my perception of the insurance game.
yeah, so I think one of the biggest things you have to do, if you need to be all in, there's no half-assing it. You need to put your all into it. It needs to be you. If you're going to run a company or anything, you need to make sure you're all in. Put your back against the wall, take a chance, take a leap of faith, and make it happen. I mean, I had no safety net. There was no plan B. So I only could win. I had to. So I came in swinging.
When someone asks me what does it take to be successful in real estate, I often tell them real estate has to be all incorporated in your life.
Yep.
Every aspect, right? And I see that from you. Anytime I see you, it's business related. The people who you network with is business related. I mean,
100%.
Is you are an example of what I say. In order to do something, you have to be full in your personal circle needs to be related into that. You build relationships based off that.
I think feeding off others that are doing well and excelling, I think that is huge to me. I mean, me personally, I need that in my life. Like, I need to have people that are bringing me up, not down, not finding. I need problem solvers. I need people that are that have a bigger vision. Everything in life is literally perspective when it comes down to it. So if if you're hanging out with a bunch of people that are naysayers and it's going to bring you down. You're not going to have confidence. You're not going to think. You're not going to see over the horizon. So for me personally, I literally hang out with the people that actually are go-getters, that are making it happen. If I don't know how to do something, I reach out to those that have done it. So early in my career, I was looking at the leaderboards and I wasn't even on the first 200, 500. And so it's all the little things that builds up to that. But I had the work ethic, which is very important. So I had that work ethic and the drive of working 8 a.m. to midnight. So when you're putting in the work and the hours and you're actually doing the due diligence to learn the market, learn what they're doing and others that are succeeding are doing, I think that really opens your eyes to what's possible. And then you're not looking at the small game. You're not looking at what's comfortable. So when I'm talking to and discussing my business with people that have a $60 million business, that's what I want to understand how they're doing it, what's possible. What did you do early on? What are the things you don't recommend me do? So I don't fail as a result of going into something with unknowns. So I always ask for help. I mean, and it's amazing if you talk to the top performers, they're more than happy to let you know their 2 cents.
Now
So
you
it's
said
been great.
you've been in it 15 years. I'm guessing you mentioned Geico.
Yeah.
I don't know what other insurance companies fall between that.
Yeah.
But at what point do you say, okay, I'm doing this on my own?
Good question. So for me, it got to the point where I wanted to own something because I knew I had the ability to do something great, but I just didn't know what that was. And I was looking into totally different companies and going different route, but I knew I was good at insurance. So I think what it was is, how can I actually help people? And I know for a fact what I'm doing is helping many people. I'm helping the client. I'm helping the realtors, lenders. So I think I needed to find something that I actually believed in, so I could actually give my all into it. Working for a huge corporation and things like that, it's great. I love the experience and stuff, but it just doesn't let you hit your full potential.
Right.
So
was it 9 to 5 salary?
yeah, in 9 to 5, capped out
You
pretty
ain't hitting
much.
nothing.
There was no.
Ain't hitting no goals there.
It was very difficult to. I mean, I did really well, but not as well as I wanted to. And then there's a lot of things that I might have felt different about, like maybe, hey, I think we should do this instead of that. And I had no say in it. Now I do. So I can run the business how I see fit. But, yeah.
Ownership is the cornerstone of wealth.
Yep. And so there's no, even though you might have a staff, there's no one there, especially in the early stages, to be there for you to take out your slack, so you need to, there's no faking it.
I know. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Who's your partner now that you see, like, who's that rock in your office that's part of your business?
I would say everyone is so unique. So I need every one of them. You hire for what you're not, or what you're not good at. We have Kelly Gow as the office manager. She is super, super helpful. She does everything.
No, and I think, was it Kelly introduces herself to, I think, Eric. Eric always forgets her.
Oh, yeah.
Every time we already met.
Yeah.
For the 5th time.
I love it. Yeah, no, but so I guess everyone, it is, once you grow something and it can run on its own, they all have their own. Like, some people are better at reshopping clients. Some of the agents like autos, selling autos. Some like home. Some are better at marketing. So throughout the whole team, everyone has their own. So I can't say just one. Everybody.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there someone, a peer throughout the other Goosehead brokers or agencies that you kind of look for, or you kind of measure your business against, to kind of give you that competitive edge?
Or maybe a mentor.
Or a mentor.
I have both. So I have, my mentor would probably be one of the vice presidents. He's been a good friend throughout my whole experience with Goosehead. So I can kind of bump ideas off him and stuff. So it's Brian Patello. He's been really, really helpful for me. Different ideas I have, and he makes it happen. He'll figure a way to have that information available to me. One of my biggest one of the biggest referral partners I have today was as a result of him designing something in our Salesforce to pull certain criteria of clients that I needed, and it took off. So that right there, if I didn't reach out to him for help, I wouldn't be where I am now. So I think asking for help, you think you're the best. Like anyone that does well at sales, they might think they're the best and they might think they're the man. But if you always have that mentality and you don't ask for help, you're never going to reach your full, peak life.
Yeah, reach your peak. It's right behind you.
So,
Absolutely.
but I would say the agency that I look at most is the Pinto Agency down in Florida. They are in the hardest market in the United States, but they are doing their thing. They're killing it. They're not making excuses. They're making it happen. Every time I see them, I kind of just ask them for little suggestions and recommendations, and they say the same thing every time. And every single thing they tell me, I actually implement and do. So I think a lot of people ask for help, but they just want them to do it for them.
No,
That's-
actually.
Let's talk about that
Yep.
though. So
Yep.
what's your process personally of moving from idea to execution? Because a lot of people get stuck.
Okay. No,
Right.
I like that question actually. So when I'm doing something large, if I have an idea, I put it on paper. So everyone wants the end result, but you have to stop. I put it on paper. I don't put it in Excel. I put it on paper so I can see my own writing. I can cross stuff off as I do it. So put a list of every single thing I need to do. Like for instance, when I bought the agency, you put a list of everything you need to do. Flip your house, each and every line item. Then you need to do financing. You need to do X, Y, and Z. So I had a list of 120 things plus that multiplied to over 1,000, and I cross things off as I go. You can see you're kind of putting everything. You're doing the things that aren't fun, but you have to do the little small tedious things to get the big reward. So I think paying attention to the little day to day is the most important thing in running a good business or starting a business in general, or doing well with in any organization.
Yeah.
The tedious things that nobody wants to do, that doesn't look sexy on Facebook, those are the most important things.
That's
that
all
I
we
do.
put on Facebook is highlights.
Yeah, they see the
end result.
the end results
but
only.
I mean, I would have to agree with that, man. My military career and running this firm, it's all the successes come from everything that nobody else wanted to do. Every single time.
Or see.
I always took the harder job. I always delivered on that. And when you do that, you're filling a need.
Yep.
And when you fill a need, you become what? Valuable. So
And I think consistency as well. You need to be consistent, and people don't realize they'll do it for a week and then complain. And
you got to
bitch
be
and
so
moan.
consistent that it irritates other people.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the
100%.
consistent.
For real.
Well, you got to be so consistent, it just becomes routine and
Yeah.
part of what you do
Yeah.
on a regular basis.
Yeah, that becomes your own accountability.
It's
like you're fucking up.
I start my
and you
morning
feel
off
off.
doing the things I don't want to do. I get all that nonsense out of the way, so the rest is a breeze. That's what you do. What I do works.
Very similar to what we do.
Got it.
Very similar. I would say my morning always starts, as far as work related, it's always company first. Like when I come in, I want to address anything that the company needs, right? I try to do the pay as early as possible.
Yep.
I try to
Put out the fires.
handle agent issues, deal
Yep.
issues. And you
First
want to be
thing.
done with that by lunch, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially if you're still selling, right? Because we service our clients
Yeah.
and prospect in the other half of the day. So
Well, the other wrench in there you've been remodeling a house, it seems like for like 3 years, and then you throw a little kid in there.
When I'm working on the house, apparently I don't have that Mike Little money. hire somebody to do it all.
No, you
I'll be
got
up there
that
painting.
Goosehead Insurance money. What you talking
What are you
about?
talking about? Hey, Kevin be downplaying. You
Being
know?
modest.
We're doing
definitely.
Yeah, I'm up there. Well, I don't
Super
see you out there
modest, bro.
painting the house at 3 a.m.
Nope, because I did it so many times that I didn't have to this time.
Next time, the next time I have learned my lesson, I'll be hiring out
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. You
Kevin,
ain't got
you just
time for
gotta
that.
ask us. We got
You know
the
what I'm saying?
people to
We
give
got
you
the-
a great praise.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Got the plug.
I do.
He's like, I need. I've been working on this. What's the baby room, or whatever, for like 8 months.
We have done so much work on that house, but it's looking nice.
It's a labor of love, man.
Bumper guards on every corner for.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's never gonna stop, though. To be
No.
honest with you, right? So you might do a renovation.
Yep.
In a couple of years, you're gonna have to do something else,
You want
Exactly.
that next house.
Exactly.
or you want the next house.
We are,
Exactly.
speaking of
Three-car
which, we are
garage,
growing
right?
out of
Three-car
our
garage.
house right now. Goodness, let me tell you.
Edwin has a beautiful
I'm not-
house, and
I'm not
all he
moving, bro.
complains about is, I should have got
I know
a
that.
3-car garage.
I'm
Well,
not moving.
Gorgeous.
See,
I'm not.
that's
I'm
the
not
only
moving.
thing my house is missing.
Yeah, I don't want to move anymore. But it
I
would
don't
be
want
nice
to move
to
because
have.
of my interest rate. But if that 3-car garage and we in the 4s, we out. You know what I mean? If that 3-car come out and we in the 4s, I'm out. Riverwalk, it was nice being there. But we're going. Edinburgh.
It's all about negotiation, right? Get a good deal
It
on the
depends.
house. Interest rate doesn't really matter.
Honestly, I don't know.
As
It
much.
depends because in reality, my house is freaking huge, man. And just cleaning it is ridiculous. It takes so much time. You know what I mean? Even the rooms that, like the sunroom, I don't even go to the sunroom, but that's Adrian's land. So there's shit everywhere. Like the other day, we found like 30 candy wrappers under the couch. You're like, what in the world, man? You don't even go into that room. I don't even go to that side of the house because I don't go to the backyard. If I go to the backyard, I leave through the garage.
Yeah, yeah.
So for us to go back there, it's by the time we see it, it's like, Adrian, what the hell are you doing, man? Pick up your stuff. And that's the point. You know, you don't need a house that big. I could have done.
Fair enough.
You lose cell phone service in Edwin's
Yeah,
house
right.
like it's that big.
Nah, it ain't
That's
that big.
wild, bro.
But cleaning it is where it's like a pain.
It is, yeah. I agree.
And just like, hey, I want to paint. Like I wanted to do. I was thinking about, hey, let's change the trim. Right? Let's paint the trim black. Not happening. There's no way. It'll take me 3 years. Like it's just.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
That big.
Yeah.
It's that big.
Yeah,
It's
it's a lot.
3 years. It's a trim.
Yeah.
Where you from, Kevin?
Cape Cod, Maine, Boston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shit. You're from Boston.
Ish.
Ish.
So yeah, I lived
Ohio.
right in Copley Square in Boston. So it was great. Worked at all the clubs up there. Hosted parties for
Yeah.
all these famous people.
I know that he'll know some of these names: Malden, Revere,
Oh
Chelsea,
yeah. You
Worcester,
stay out of there.
Lynn.
Lynn never. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lynn
That's-
never come out the way you went in.
Those are all my lineage.
Lynn, City of
Wait,
Sin.
so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did clubs before
Yeah.
insurance?
So, oh yeah, absolutely. But I'm 42 now. So when I was younger, I worked at all the major clubs in Boston: Roxy, La Boom, El Panino, Foggy Goggle, Matrix, Rumor Venue, all the major clubs up in Boston, hosting events for some famous people and stuff. It was awesome. It was good times.
Who's the most famous person?
I mean, tons. Jessica Biel, Jessica Simpson, Kevin Euclid, literally
Boss.
all of them. Yeah,
For Boston.
got to meet them all, and yeah, it was great.
Put out his resume.
I was hustling at 20.
I love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And who
That's dope.
got you into insurance, or what got you into that?
Well, I moved down from Boston. I was originally going to move to Florida, but I went to the beach and it was too hot. I'm like, okay, this is not going to happen. It was too hot to go to the beach. So I was like, all right, what else? And so I kind of drove up the coast and hit up Chicks Beach. And I was like, sold, done. There's a house for rent right there, $700. You don't see that anymore. Literally around the water. So I just moved down in about 2 weeks and started over.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold
see,
on.
Yeah.
But
You drove. Hold on.
yeah, exactly.
We gotta. You
Touch on
can't
that.
breeze.
Kevin
by me.
Torcia money.
You drove up the coast,
100%.
landed in Chicks Beach,
Yep.
And stayed.
and said, I don't know anyone here.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Like, I have that much time. I'm just
Why?
gonna drive
He
around
Kevin
the East
Torcia
Coast.
it.
Let's just keep
Why?
it. Let's just keep it. Yeah, just keep it simple. I was in the city for a long time. It's a tough life up there. It's wild. So I was like, enough's enough. I need to move south.
It sounds like you were on the run.
Pretty much. Yeah, no.
In true Boston fashion.
Yeah.
So
You guys ever seen The Town?
I know that's it.
My buddy's in that. Slane. That's my boy. That's my boy. Actually, I have videos with him and stuff. He's my homie.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I got a
Sling.
question. How
Yeah.
did you meet your wife?
My wife, snowboarding trip 8-9 years ago. We had separate groups of friends and stuff. So I met her up, I think whether it was Wintergreen or Sugarloaf. But yeah, met her then, kept in touch with her. And she was visiting Virginia Beach, so we just started hanging out. One thing led to another, and now we have 3 kids and we're married.
Dope.
Yeah, she's a rock star as well. So I think anyone that's in business, every one of us can speak to it. You need to make sure you have the right fit, somebody that's gonna have your back throughout the hard times. I mean, first 3 years I didn't see her at all. I was working 8 a.m. to midnight, didn't see her. She was a trooper. She's a rock star mother. So you definitely need to have a good spouse when you're running any business or doing anything to the extreme.
Oh yeah, they got to hold down that house, the kids. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that, right?
Yeah,
It's
100%. It's the hardest job ever. I mean, I think.
but I'm at peace.
Yeah, when I go to work, it's like, oh, that was all right. Now time to relax a little bit. Like that house is. It's.
I always
wild.
see your post when she's gone.
Yeah, oh,
We're at
goodness.
we're at veterans at the concert at veterans
Help.
whatever, 50 Cent or whoever.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, where's Kevin? Watching the kids.
Yeah. Hardest
And
part
then,
of my
and then I
week,
look on
month,
Facebook.
year.
Oh my gosh, this is a mess.
I'm not intuitive like she is. She knows what the baby's thinking, what she needs. Like, so it's a lot. Like, she knows all that. I'm not as intuitive. She's a much better provider than I am in that sense. It's hard.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like last night, like we were speaking earlier, I'm like winding down. I had been driving around, did a contract, whatever, everything that happens. And it's like I'm finally done, turned in everything. We want ice cream. Fuck. Like, I've been out all day.
I just want to lay down. Uber.
Yeah.
But you got the ice cream, didn't you?
And they're like, and then like I walk away.
Yeah.
And then my youngest one comes up, Anthony, and he's like, "Are you gonna get the ice cream or not?"
He's a thug, bro.
I was like, "All right, I'll be
Anthony's
back."
crazy.
I just went to 7-Eleven, got a couple pints
Listen,
or
bro.
whatever, and they're
How
like,
old
"We're
is
gonna watch
Anthony?
him." He's
But you
5.
did it.
I thought
He's
so.
5, but he's bossy.
Like, this 5-year-old walks up to a 6'2", 290-pound man and says,
He feels safe.
he's like, fucker walk. Like, what are you doing, Pops?
Yeah. No, I mean, we took him. He just had a low asthma attack. He gets it every winter. We're used to it. We have to take him into the clinic because he gets steroids. And, you know, when you go to the hospital, the first thing you do is the nurses check your vitals or whatever. And then, are we done? Can we go home now? And he's like, barely breathing. We're like, no, we're not done. All right. And everything's hurry. Hurry. We see the doctor, or, well, she's with my wife, or he's with my wife that day. And he's telling the doctor, can you just give me my medicine so I could go home now?
He's wild, bro.
No, but the wives play a huge part. When I leave, I'm at peace. I know everything's under control. The nurturing, the everything, the education, like, it's all there.
100%.
And that is like a huge part of my life.
And I think it goes a step farther too. I mean, if you're completely, we live in a very obviously military area. And so obviously a lot of her friends are married to spouses, their husbands are overseas. But it was similar to that, not to the extreme, even close, but so I think she understands what her friends are going through and stuff a little bit, but I'm not going out to see him. I can actually be called at any time or texted. So it's a lot different. But I think the biggest thing I would say is it's withdrawn from the house 100% while you're building something, but with the promise, hey, I promise you things will get better. I think what we need to do is you need to put all your all into it early on. Build a wake so you can ride the wake. So, I mean, at the end of the day, build a wake so you can ride the wave. But it takes a lot of hard work, dedication, consistency, pretty much all that fun stuff. So you can actually take a step back from your actual business and trust in your employees and all that.
What is that step back? Right?
Step back. Ooh, hardest step ever.
When do you see yourself stepping back?
Yeah.
What is that point that Kevin Torcia says, I am good to just throttle back?
I've throttled back.
Already?
When?
In the sense.
Like, I just FaceTime him like 8 p.m. He's in the office. Like, what are you doing?
Anniversary, I swear.
He's full of shit.
Let me put it this way. So I'm no longer working till midnight. But what I'm doing now is delegating. My agents are absolute rock star. We have 2 of my agents, 3 agents from my team have made President's Club with Goosehead. So they're top performers. So what I had to do is take a huge step back from selling. And now I work on the fun ones, the DTI, like we will not close unless this is taken care of. So I'm working on a lot of those, a lot of the high net worth, a lot of the difficult deals, putting out the fires. So what I mean by taking a step back, my numbers matter to me. So when I'm watching other people beat me for personal numbers, that was the hardest part for me. Because eventually, if you own a business, you start off as the number one agent on your team, and then you start hiring, and then you start diluting it a little bit. But I think the hardest part for me is to watch anyone beat my numbers, personal numbers. But now I took a step back so I can look at the overall picture. So now I have a team that is like literally absolutely killing it. So now my numbers are my team numbers, which those are the numbers that truly matter. So when I go out to Dallas or wherever, I don't need to answer my phone. They got everything on lockdown. I trust them 110%. So I think the hardest part was watching my numbers drop. I think 2 of my agents beat me this year, my personal numbers, but that's what we want. We want that.
So so you said President's Club.
Yep.
What's the criteria? How many agents nationwide?
You need 700 sales to hit 700 sales in a rolling 12 months to hit President's Club, which is very difficult to do for one agent to do. Because then you're also doing reshops. You're doing a ton of other things along with that. So it's not just selling policies. You're running a business. Even my agents are running their own business. They have their own referral partners, their own clientele, so they get busy. But the criteria is 700 policies in a year, and once you hit that, you hit the President's Club. I think there's like 20 people in the country that hit chairmans.
And 3 are from your office.
3 of them, yeah.
I'm sorry, what was the total?
Total, I think, is between 20, 25 that hit chairmans.
Out of how many
Club.
agents?
Well over 2,000. I mean, it's a lot more than 2,000. There's about 2,000 agencies, so there's a lot more. So I don't know the exact number.
Wow.
But
So you got to think there's 2,000 agencies in your office. There's 7 or 8?
8 people in our, yeah.
8. So let's say
agents.
even if there's 2 people at every, you're talking at least 4,000 agents.
Yeah.
Top 25.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well said. Yeah.
Wow. That's a big deal.
So I think the biggest thing is to make sure that your team's doing well. You need to make sure that they have lead flow, make sure they know how to handle certain situations. And I think a lot of it is practice. I think you can show them how to do it. You can teach them how to do it, but they actually have to do it.
Yeah, the repetitions was bring to speed.
But you've
100%.
switched to gear, probably much like myself,
Yeah.
working on the business and not in it.
Yeah, you'll never succeed if you're always working in your business ever. That's something that is apparent. You can't do everything once you get to that.
Well, that and
Yeah.
you got to be a special type of crazy too, right? Because we work for free a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For the
100%.
betterment of the company and the growth of the company, with as a leader with the vision of 5-10 years from now.
Yep.
So
Yep.
with that being said, what's that your agency look like 5 years from now?
We'll have additional management in the team. We'll be growing.
Will you ever be out of office?
I'm always gonna. My staff probably wishes I were.
He can't answer. He can't answer. The
I will
question.
never. I will
You'll
never.
always
stop.
have a presence.
I'm always going to have. Yeah, I'm always
That's
going to
fair.
be moving the bar. But yeah, so I think 5 years from now we'll probably be double the size. It's going to be. Yeah, we have a lot of big goals for short-term goals and stuff. So we'll see where we end up.
I love it, man.
We've been crushing them all. Every goal we've had, we've crushed. So out of the country, right now, out of the whole entire country, with the exception of my mentor, that #1 agency in Goosehead, the Pintos, and without counting any agencies from Texas, we had the highest new business revenue year to date. So we're doing really well.
Good, man.
Yeah,
Congrats.
three going on 4 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
3 years, almost 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
4 years will be in about April, so that'll be a big day for me.
Do you remember when we met? I could tell you the day we met. I remember it
No,
specifically.
tell me.
We had a mega open house in Salem Village.
Oh yeah,
Mike had a property.
yeah.
Oh,
That's the first time you met Kevin?
yep.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
I had a-
cornhole.
Your white.
There was
Audi.
two
Oh, is that
listings.
the-
Yes.
Your white
Oh, I
Audi.
remember.
I had
Yeah.
a listing and Andy had a listing.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we had the mega open house. Edgar was there.
That's when I met him.
Played some
Also, I met him like the
cornhole.
week
Lost.
prior.
I lost.
See,
cornhole.
for me,
Yeah, we bust.
I feel like I was at Creed when Kevin was first the agent
I met him
a while ago.
Yeah. I actually. So actually, let's back up. When I opened my agency, I actually while I was opening up the agency, I was a realtor over at Creed Realty. I wanted to learn how easy it was to be a realtor.
Yeah. How'd that work out?
Did like 24 deals. First year.
but I mean, you found out it
It's
wasn't that
hard.
easy.
It is. But the more you do it, the more houses you sell, the more situations you can get through the next time easier.
Absolutely, of course.
So, but I learned how the real estate
When
market
was
is.
that? When
2019.
2019.
So 2019, Kevin
I-
Torcia sells 24 houses.
I had just left Creed. You were working with, was it Kevin?
Kevin Taylor.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep,
So
yep.
yeah, I remember you had joined his team, and right when he was getting there, I went to
Yep.
run the team with Eric. I got out of the Navy.
Yep. 2019.
So 2019, you sell 24 houses.
Yeah.
Are you still doing insurance? Like you're completely out.
I'm out. Yeah. I don't sell homes.
So you don't, but that's a pretty successful first year. You never had the inclination to say, what does year 2 look like?
No. So I just hammered the phones, and yeah, I did everything I possibly could. Kevin knew what he was doing. Kevin really was helpful.
Yeah. I mean, was your goal though to take that commission income and go start your business? Was
that helped
okay?
out.
Okay.
And pay
So
for
that
my
makes-
wedding. We
that
did my
makes more
wedding.
sense.
Yeah.
So you did your
So
wedding.
you only
and,
became a realtor to help you obtain the goal of opening your insurance agency.
Yep.
And remodel your house.
Sold my own house. Flipped my own house.
Yeah.
It helped me out a lot.
Makes sense.
Bought my new house with my real estate license. Mike helped me.
Facts.
He gave me a couple pointers.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, we won the offer. I won the offer there. So,
Nice.
but
Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't know that, man. But that's a Mike thing. Like, yeah, give me a call, man. I got you. This is how you do it.
yeah.
So
Damn. Well, then you jump into insurance. So you learn the real estate side to fund the insurance side. So it was a big master plan. And at what point?
Oh yeah.
Before that, that's what I'm curious about. It's like you thought about this, like
I had my
because that's like a big like
I'll tell you when.
side street. Like
I got a
I'm gonna go
wild
become
guess.
a realtor.
He's sitting at Geico like, yo, fuck this.
no, it wasn't it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
No,
but
actually,
like in any other job, it's just like
But
no,
no, I
I'm gonna
mean,
be a realtor.
one of my
like-
my mentors
Right.
is actually Greg Holston, who he owns a GFR up in Hampton. So I worked out of his office for 2 years. Absolutely loved it, learned a lot, and he's actually been a huge resource for me, getting the right attorneys, legal, accounting, payday payroll, all my benefits. So he really helped me out a lot. So, so that was awesome. So I can say in 2018 is when I really knew that I needed to do something else and kind of change my life as well. I mean, I used to go out like 8 days a week. So I was putting my all into going out. I'd go out 8 days a week, partying everywhere. It's just wasn't focused on anything. So that's kind of when I changed my life in the sense of I need to make up for lost time. I was like 30 something then. And I was like, you know what? I need to really, really focus on doing something meaningful. So that's when I put my all into this company. 2018, the end of 2018, 2019 was when I was really starting making my moves and plans.
Was there like an event that happened, or was it just a switch in your mind?
Combination. I would say near-death experience,
Gotcha.
accident, and then it was kind of a come to Jesus moment. This won't end up well if I keep doing what I'm doing.
Right.
So I think that would definitely put things into perspective for me. That was the shit just got real, and then that's where my drive comes from. I mean, at the end of the day, when you almost die or when you almost kill yourself, it's something that really resonates with anyone, I think. So from that point on, I was like, all right, I need to get my shit together. Stop going out 8 days a week. There's not even 8 days in a week. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But so yeah, ever since I've been just putting my all into the company.
8 days.
Focusing. Yeah.
So you took those partying 8 days and focused on first real estate
Yep.
and then insurance.
100%. Yeah. And so I think with anyone, there comes a point in your life where you're just like, I can do better. I can. And I think once you understand that, once you start making these little steps and you start seeing small successes, I mean, anything's possible. It's all mind state. Everything. And I think anyone, if you ask Mike, yourself, any one of you guys will say the same thing. If once you start noticing the small successors, you start noticing that anything's possible. I think that's right with anyone.
Limitless.
100%. It's all mind state.
It's on you, man.
Yep. Yep.
Anybody that doesn't think that, stay away from me.
Yep.
I mean, really. So I want to ask you because you're so business centric or focused. What does your peak life look like aside from business?
I hate to say it and sound corny, but financial freedom. I mean, I think it's something that I want to be able to get away one day. Now, we're making an investment early on, but one day I will be able to say, hey, we're going to go to Italy with the family. I will be able to give my family things that I never had as a kid. I grew up very, very poor in a very, very difficult household. Loving mother, loving stepfather, but my biological father was exactly the exact opposite. So I think rolling into seeing what I went through, being hungry as a kid and things like that, it's literally the driving force of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm building wealth that will last throughout my kids' lifetime. Hopefully they do, but if they get into insurance, they're going to have a major company to work for. I mean, and a lot of work ahead of them, but I think it'd be really great to see my family taking a step toward insurance. But yeah.
Sounds like you're headed down the legacy road.
Legacy it would be, 100%. I could stop now and just chill, but I'm not going to.
Why would you?
Why
You're
would
in what? You're on the same timeline as us, really.
3
right?
years.
You opened in April. We opened in May.
Yeah,
May 1st,
there you go.
2020, right?
We have a taste of what's possible.
Speaking of, let's talk about that. How long you been plotting on getting Iron Valley's business? Let's talk about that. I think it's funny because, like, we started at the same time and the trajectory has been very similar.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
at what point did you start, I guess, taking notice of the book of business that could be?
Good question. All right. So I would say I like to work with like-minded people. I like to work with those that are driven, those that have similar work ethic. So I noticed when you guys were all coming up, I noticed, met you at an RP, Real Producer event.
Was that the first time you met me?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
was that?
Oh, goodness, 2019?
19? It had to be 19.
2019. Yeah, 2019 it was. I knew that you guys were going to do some big things. And where are you now? So, I mean, my business is more like chess opposed to checkers. You need to think long term and invest your time with people that you know that are going to succeed and do well. So that's kind of what I did. I mean, I kind of gravitate toward those that are doing well, not because I want their business because it's a number, but I like to be around people that are winners. Yeah,
That's usually how you win, right?
pretty much. Yep.
So, a legacy, financial freedom.
Yep. So
That's all right up my alley, man. So,
yeah, I would say the biggest thing. It's not even legacy. Legacy. I like the way you say that. I have something to prove, I guess. Prove that it's
to
possible.
who, though?
To
me,
myself.
There
to
you
myself.
go. That's what I want.
100%. Because it's not about
straight to.
last year and the year before. It was more or less to just get on that leaderboard and just prove that I could do it. Now it's more or less I'm proving to myself that I can
But
do
you believe,
whatever I want.
but you believe the whole time.
Oh yeah.
You're like, I know I can do this.
I had faith.
I'm
I
going
had
to do
faith.
this. Yeah.
Oh, I knew.
So, I said that because those are two attributes of a successful person.
Yeah.
I believe in it, and I know I'm going to do it no matter what anybody says or does, and I'm doing it because I want to prove it to me.
I will not make excuses. I will not be the naysayer. I will not. So I see a lot of people out there that could be successful that are probably better talented in my field in certain ways that will never be where they should be because of their attitude and they're limiting themselves. So also, are they going to devote 3, 4, 5 years of their life to that trade? That's the problem. So I mean, I will, and I don't stop.
A lot of the hours are free. Well, free to
No.
the world or whatever. It's-
You're doing in real estate too. I know that for a fact. You're doing all these little things that nobody else sees, and you're doing it with the hope and that things will that you will have a sale at the end of it. But it doesn't just happen overnight. So you need to invest in yourself.
Right. No, because even like all the money we're making here, it's like as far as the brokerage, I mean, we're reinvesting it into the business.
Yep.
And the perks of being with us. And it's a great feeling to me, when this trip got paid off. It's like, it's a lot of money, but it's like, damn, we did that.
You're investing in it. And I think that's another
In
thing.
people.
And
You're
I like
investing in
bro.
people.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I like exactly what you said. So had I just taken all the money I made from my company and just spent it, I could have done that. But I couldn't. I wouldn't have had the cash flow to grow.
You wouldn't be
and
able to scale.
I couldn't have hired my first employees, which was scary. That's
Or keep good employees.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they need room for growth, right? And they need to feel valued, and they need raises and benefits, and
Yep. You need to be selfless for a long time running a business, and you also need to you absolutely need to put the money back in the company before you pay yourself. I know there's books out there that say pay yourself first. I haven't read that, so I can't say that's nonsense. But I can tell you, you need to have cash flow to put toward your company to grow. And at the end of whatever that end is, for me, it's going to be 100 million policies sold.
100 million.
100 million, not 100 billion. 100 million. 100 million policies.
Can I get a pinky?
Easy in my lifetime. I'll do that. We're already on pace for it, so we can.
Where
make
you
it
at
happen.
now?
About 9 million, just a little shy of 9 million in 3 years.
3 years. Okay.
9 million in premium
But
in
that's
3
growing
years.
anyway, so you'll get to that. It won't
It multiplies from this point on.
All right.
Like this year, yeah, it's going to multiply from this point on.
Probably 12 million next year and so on. Or is that
12 million? Absolutely not. We're going to do more than that. Okay. We'll hit more than that
okay?
next
See,
year.
that's
Mark
that
my words.
belief. I love it.
Yep.
Well, I guess lastly, to wrap it up, man, we're always interviewing people and asking other people questions. Do you have a question for any of us?
Yeah, let's see. All right.
Or
What would
one
you
for
say?
each? You know?
Number one reason why you decided to work with my agency. I'm wondering.
You.
Yeah. Why would you guys choose to work with my agency opposed to everybody else? There's a lot of agencies out there.
So for me, it was easy. You displayed the same work ethic that we did. And additionally, you built a relationship even with me before I ever sent you business.
Yep.
So me seeing you out there you're ingrained in the real estate industry.
Yep.
Right? It was an easy decision for me personally. You matched us. You rocked with us. You always support us. It was easy for us, for me personally.
Yeah, for me, it's that work ethic that I see, that dogging you, right? Because I'm not like the superstar agent, but like people are just always approaching us for the business and they want to sit back and collect it all.
Yep.
But there's got to be reciprocation coming back and forth. For me, there's been no other person that I've looked at and seen that is worthy of this business or this book of business that my team's going to send. It's like, yeah, this guy's going to answer the phone 24/7. He's going to be available. You know, he admits his faults if there's ever one.
100%. You got it. The reason why I asked you that is this is explaining why people are successful. Mm-hmm. The reason why someone is successful is exactly the things you just said.
Yeah. For me, there was a few reasons. The first one being you always supported, you always complimented, and you never actually asked me for business. You never, like I'm a salesman, an elite one. You don't get my business by just coming and asking me for business. You have to earn that shit.
Yep.
So I watched you closely do what you were doing, all the moves, all your agents, what firms they were at, who was talking to who was building what book, but also our firm grew so quickly.
Yep.
Other relationships that may have been great relationships, but a smaller outfit or a smaller operation wouldn't really do where we were trying to go, right? So
Yep.
I knew you had a larger team. I knew your work ethic is insane. You also already worked with a lot of the lenders that we work with, so that married up together, which leads back to building those other relationships. And then I knew we could do something bigger with you, as far as opportunity for us.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
100%.
So all of those reasons are why. But also, put to a vote at an ownership meeting, and you got the vote, man. You know what I mean? So there's a whole list of reasons.
I think if you go out there with a handout, nobody's going to work with you. You need to do something for them and show them what you're capable of. Also, I think the biggest thing is if somebody helps you with something or compliments you or helps bring you up, I think that is a compliment in itself without saying, hey, please give me deals.
That was another,
not me, it's you.
That might have been the biggest one for me the whole time from the day Eric and I originally opened this place. All we heard was, that's not going to work. How are you going to do that? How's that going to work here? I never heard that from you. I heard, I know you guys are going to kill it. You guys are killing it. I like what you're doing. You guys are awesome. You guys are, so I think that was huge because it's
bringing those around you up. I think it's huge
because that's how I live my life personally.
And I can only imagine what you've gone through when you opened. I know what I've gone through, and I'll tell you what, there were some tough days. You just need to suck it up and make it happen.
Yesterday was one of them for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was just one dumb thing after another. But then I have days or weeks or months that are just like we're living a dream. So it's not
like today.
Man, listen, I'm not on duty. I'm not out to sea. I'm not deployed.
Yeah.
Life's good.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I got to go to 7-Eleven at 9 p.m.
to get ice cream, to hang out with my kids.
But you got a beautiful family.
Right?
It's worth
it. Yeah, because and he doesn't have to go far. He lives in Lake James, so it's like he's got everything he needs. It's one left turn. Left.
One right turn.
No, you're taking a left. You take a left out of the neighborhood, and then you turn right.
No. Just the right.
Nah, bro.
See, he just made that one extra turn. It's a right onto the main street.
No, you got to turn out.
You got to go.
I don't even count. That's not.
Doesn't he?
Yes.
We don't have a
You're
stop
right.
sign there.
No,
It's just the
no
left.
stop sign, no blinker.
Doesn't count.
Why is he
Doesn't
lying?
count.
If you go straight, you'll just keep going around.
Right.
No, you end up at
Okay,
the
I'm
park.
not crazy. All right, I was just making sure.
All right.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. Tough life. Got it.
Yep.
Plus, you know what I realized is that you already did my personal home and auto already.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? Like, I was already a client. Like I've been a client.
Yeah. No, I sent these. Yeah, even
Yep.
my mom's house, my
Yep.
house, cards, everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you actually called me and was like, "Hey, man, insurance premiums are going up. We need to reshop this stuff."
Yeah, we did. Your,
which was
your
fucking
deductibles
dope.
went
I've
up.
never got a call from any insurance
I
company.
got you, brother.
Facts.
Make sure I'm my premiums are good and my coverage is right.
I love it. Well, I think that's it, fellas.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate
Absolutely,
you
man.
all.
Yeah,
Thanks
no,
for coming.
thank you for the time, man. I know you got to
Absolutely.
get to your potluck. Take it easy.